Welcome to Sentences, Lesson 2. By the end of this lesson, you will be better at writing simple sentences and compound sentences using and, but, and or.
Okay, so let's look at the lesson outline so you can see exactly what is in this lesson. First, what is the difference between a simple and a compound sentence? Second, what is a clause? Now, we looked at this in lesson 1, but I want to review it again. Number 3, what are compound subjects and compound predicates? Number 4, when do we use and, or, and but? Number 5, we will actually make compound sentences. So I'll show you how to make compound sentences. Number 6, we will look at the fanboys. Do you know the fanboys? Well, I'll explain what the fanboys are today. And number 7, we will look at some example compound sentences. And then number 8, we will do some practice. So when we do the practice, you will be writing some simple and compound sentences. You're going to use and, or, and, but. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, first, I'm going to give you a little quiz because if you watched the first lesson, you should know the answer. Here are 2 sentences. Which sentence is a simple sentence and which is a compound sentence? Sentence 1 is a simple sentence. Tom likes pizza. Sentence 2 is a compound sentence. Tom likes pizza, but John likes pasta. So let's just quickly review the difference between a simple sentence and a compound sentence. A simple sentence has one independent clause. A simple sentence has one independent clause. One independent clause. A compound sentence has 2 independent clauses. A clause has a subject plus a verb, or maybe a subject plus a verb plus an object. We actually say a clause has a subject plus a predicate. Okay, so here we could say Tom is the subject and likes pizza is the predicate. This is one clause and this is a simple sentence. Okay? Simple sentences are not always this simple. Simple sentences can have compound subjects. What is a compound subject? Well, 2 or more things are connected to make one subject. This is a compound subject, okay? And we can also have compound predicates. So we can have 2 or more verbs connected to one subject. And of course, we can connect more than one direct object together. As I mentioned, today we're focusing on and, or, but for simple sentences and compound sentences. I'm focusing on these ones because they're so commonly used. So we need to start at the bottom and we need to get them right. And then we need to move up step by step.
And is used to join things together or maybe add something. So look at this simple sentence. Let's go to the park and the supermarket. That means we will go to both places because we add them. Or is used to give options. So we can make a choice. Let's go to the park or the supermarket. In this case, we only go to one place, not both, just one. And but is used to show differences or contrast. Let's go to the park, but not the supermarket. So we only go to one of the places. Here are simple sentences, but I think it's time to look at some compound sentences.
We have talked about simple sentences. Simple sentences have one independent clause. So do you remember what a compound sentence is? How many clauses?
Compound sentences have at least two independent clauses. Compound sentences have at least two independent clauses. So we can have two separate simple sentences and put them together to make a compound sentence. When we put them together, we usually use a comma and one of the coordinating conjunctions. The coordinating conjunctions are easy to remember. We call them the fanboys. We call them the fanboys because they are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. In this course, we will focus on making compound sentences with a comma and one of the fanboys. I should say sometimes you will see compound sentences without a comma. These sentences are usually less formal, or maybe just the independent clauses are very short. But in this course, I will teach you to use a comma because it is good standard English.
So I will teach you to use a comma, but just remember, many native speakers do not use a comma. Let's look at an example. Here you can see two independent clauses and a connector. So the first independent clause, we have Tom is eating pizza. The second independent clause, we have John is eating spaghetti. Two independent clauses connected by but. Tom likes fruit and he eats it every day. Here we have Tom and he. It's the same person, but there are two different clauses. So that's why it's important to remember this is a compound sentence. Tom likes fruit, but John doesn't. Tom likes fruit, first clause, then the connector, but, and then John doesn't. I don't need to repeat like because I already said like. So here, John doesn't like it. I can take away like it and just say doesn't. This is still a compound sentence, and it's better if I don't repeat words that I don't need to. For breakfast, Tom eats cereal, or he has fruit. So here I use or because I want to show that he chooses this one or that one. So when he wakes up, he has one of them, not both of them. He has one of them. That's why I use or. Okay, I think it's time for some practice. So, you need a pen, you need some paper, and you need to do some practice, right? Okay. Remember, today we are focusing on and or but, and we're focusing on simple and compound sentences.
Okay, so let's look at an example first. We have two simple sentences. It's sunny. It's hot. You need to connect these two simple sentences with and to make one simple sentence. It is the subject in both, so we can just say it's sunny and hot. Here's another one. You try this time. If you need more time, just press pause, okay, if you want more time. Okay, so it's time to practice making some compound sentences. So before you had two simple sentences and you needed to make one simple sentence, but now you have two simple sentences and you need to make one compound sentence. So here you can see Jane rides the bus to work, Kate cycles to work. So there is some contrast. So we will use but. Don't forget, you need to use a comma. So, Jane rides the bus to work, comma, but Kate cycles. I don't need to say to work. I don't need to repeat this information. All right, I want you to try another one yourself. Remember, if you need more time, just pause the video. Good luck.
How was that? Did you enjoy your practice? If you need more practice, just watch the video again. And another thing you can do is go to my site and you can get the PDFs, okay, the PDF documents. You will see there is some information about today's lesson. Also, don't forget there are online quizzes. If you go to the online quizzes, it will help you with some more practice, okay? If you felt today's lesson or this lesson was a little bit easy, just remember this course is a step-by-step course. So it begins with the more basic things, more foundational things, and then it gets a little bit more complicated the more you do the course. But it's very, very important that you do the first steps, because if you don't have a good foundation, you can have lots of problems later. So don't miss any steps, okay? All right. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you now feel more comfortable with simple sentences, compound sentences, using and, or, and but. If you go to lesson 3, you will see you're going to look at compound sentences using yet, so, for, and nor. Nor is a tricky one. I think you should check it out. All right. Thanks, guys.